Welcome to Let's Go Farming, and today we are at Lunga Farms here in Lubu area, and shortly we'll be joined by Mr. Philemon Zya, who is a farmer here, and we are going to be looking at how to farm pigs. My name is Mutinta Nyanga. Stay tuned. We're now joined by Mr. Zya. How are you? Welcome to Let's Go Farming, and thank you for having us at your farm.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for having me on the program as well.
Okay, so before we zone into talking about pigs, can you give us just a brief background? I want to know you. Who is Mr. Zya?
My name is, like you said, Philemon Zya. I began pig farming in 2019, and I graduated from the University of Zambia in 2017.
Okay, what were you studying? You were studying agriculture?
No, actually, I majored in chemistry.
Oh, okay. Chemistry and oh, now I see.
Yeah.
So very different. Yeah. So what made you venture into pig farming?
The passion. Yeah, I enjoyed farming. So it has always been my plan and passion ever since I was in school to go into agriculture.
So there are different types of pigs. Now you're the farmer, you can explain to us what kind of pigs do you rear? Because I've seen there's those that look like they are black in color, and others they look pinkish. So which ones do you keep?
Okay, for ourselves, we do a crossbreed. That's the landrace and the large white.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the breed that we actually use because of its effectiveness and fast growth rate. So it's ideal for pig farming here.
No, for business.
Yeah, or for business.
So in short, you're saying the black ones they don't grow very fast?
Yes, most of the time in my farm, maybe the black ones could be the indigenous breeds. But for us, we go for, like I said, the landrace and the large white, or the cross of the two. So business-wise, these they make more economic sense for us. Because
they grow fast.
Yeah.
So in short, when I'm talking about chickens, they are broilers, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you have got three types. You've got piglets, which are babies. You've got female ones, and boas, which are males.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's now start with the male ones. How can one keep a male pig?
For you to have a male pig, I'll look at the structure itself. You need to have a structure that is well built in terms of concrete. The concrete has to be well done because the boas are quite aggressive.
Okay.
So if your structure is not well built, it'll just be a matter of a few months' time and your structure will be wearing down. So you need a very good structure in that regard. And then also, before you bring it in, obviously you need to disinfect the area. Make sure that the area is disinfected, and also ensure that where it's coming from, you've got the proper medical records and the like.
What age can you encourage one to buy the male one? Can they buy a small one or a already full-grown one?
Well, it depends. If you're starting out, I'll probably encourage you start at 4 months. From that time, you fully utilize it, and it will deliver to you the necessary returns.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So now let's go to the feeding.
Okay. Yeah. So the feeding. So most outlets here, like Novatech, have got or Tiger Feeds. They've got specific feed for the boas to enhance their servicing. So you can visit those outlets. You find the specific feed for them, so that you can get the most out of the boa. Yeah. And then looking at the ratio, like the female to male ratio. So in our case, it's mostly like a 1 to 6 or 7. Yeah, so we do for one boa, it's 6 or 7 female pigs.
Oh, Mr. Zya, you're encouraging polygamy?
No.
Why 1 male, 7 females? Huh?
No, you want to maximize. You want to maximize on your boas, because if you get more boas just for the sake of reproduction, you need more females. But one boa can do a good job. For 6 to 7.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Or is it because maybe the boas they eat too much compared to the female ones?
Definitely as well, because you have to look at that feeding aspect as well. So boas eat a lot of feed. So if you're going to keep boa for the same period of time with the females, you're going to spend more on the boa, but at the end of the day, the weight gain on it and the return on it has to be more as well.
Okay. Yeah. So at what age, you said you buy a 4 months one, but at what age does it become productive?
We're looking at 5 months. 5 months going up, it's ready for servicing. Yeah. So depending on the size, the height, the weight, from that time it should be ready for servicing.
And how many times does it eat per day?
So on that one, it might be specific on the farmer. You can have once per day, or you can have 2 times per day. That is in the morning and in the late in the afternoons. Yeah, and then water. You just have to make sure that water is readily available all the time for it. Yeah.
Okay, and why is it important, before we go on a break, why is it important for a boa to be kept alone? Because I've noticed it has a specific room. Is it because it's a king? Or what? Why do you keep it alone?
One of the reasons is we want it to mark its territory. So when it's alone, it will mark its territory. And then the other reason is when it's time for mating, we take the female pigs to eat. We don't take the boa to the female. Okay. Because it has got its own territory, so it's dominating that territory, and it's easier for it to mate with the female pig. The female pig doesn't become too aggressive towards the boa.
The new place.
Yeah, so in that way, it's easier for us to have them mate in that way. Yeah.
For now, go on a short break, and then we'll continue the chat.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, for now, go on a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. In case you just joined us, you are watching Let's Go Farming, and today we are looking at how to grow pigs with Mr. Zya. Sir, before we went on a break, about how the boa can service 7 female pigs. So do you encourage inbreeding?
No, don't encourage inbreeding because we're looking at the health of the piglets. Mm-hmm. So in the case of inbreeding, you're using the offspring of the same boa to mates. So from my observation and my experience is that you tend to have less healthier pigs.
Okay.
Yeah, our piglets as a result of that kind of mating.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And at what age is the boa now old that you can tell that, okay, this one can no longer start producing, or can no longer continue producing?
Mm-hmm. For us, we only use a boa rather for about 18 months. Yeah, so once 18 months is done, we change the boa. Yeah, but it can actually go more than that. You can use it for years, 5 years or so, as long as it's been maintained. Yeah, you can use it for a good number of years. So you change, you bring a new one? Yes. Or you sell the ones that you have, or you exchange with another farmer to give you the new boa? It will depend on the circumstances. Sometimes we sell it off, then we buy a new boa from other farmers. Eat it? Yeah. I want to be there with you, especially. Most definitely. Yeah, so we sometimes we do exchange with other farmers. They'll give us their boa, we give them our boa, and yeah. So it just depends on the circumstances. All right. And before we shift now to the female one, so any way that you can give someone out there, a farmer who wants to start keeping the boas, what should they do? The pros and cons of keeping the boa before we shift to the female. Well, it depends how you're starting out and the number of female pigs you have. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have a lot of female pigs, I wouldn't necessarily encourage you to get a boa. I tell you to go for artificial insemination, because that way you're going to save cost on maintaining the boa. Because once the boa is done servicing, you just have to keep it for the next servicing round, and that is a cost on you. Mm-hmm. So if you do artificial insemination, it's just a once-off cost, and there are no maintenance costs for the boa. Okay. So that will just depend on the number. Unless if you've got a number of female pigs that you want to service, you can actually get a boa that is quite young and is fit and has got the right physical attributes that you're probably looking for in your pigs that you're trying to have. Thank you so much. So now let's shift to the female ones. Yeah. How do you keep a female pig? Female pigs, in this case, you're looking at the parenting stock. So we'll look at the structure as well. So you have to make sure that you have the right structure built to ensure that the pigs will be comfortable and they'll have easy access to water and easy access to feed. And then also you're looking at probably the the way the structure is built, it has to be well built as well, because pigs they're quite aggressive. So they can, if it's not well built, they'll easily wear down the structure that you have. And then also you're looking at probably keeping them maybe one or two in a group or three in a group. Yeah, so they can stay like that. They normally bond because pigs are kind of social animals. Okay. They like to bond amongst themselves. So for us, we put them maybe 3 or 4 in a group, like that, to have that bonding between the animals.
So in short, because they are females like talking, so they need to be 2 or 3 to chat.
Yeah, yeah, so yeah, exactly. As they're pregnant, we've got specific feed for them as well. So like I mentioned earlier, you've got different outlets like the Tiger Feed brands, the Novatec guys. So they've got specific feed for the female pigs that you're using for your breeding or as a parent stock. Yeah, so that way to enhance, to help you help them make sure that they've got the right size of piglets when they're born, and they're in health, they're in good shape, and also they've got the right amount of milk.
Okay, so just on that, on the feeding part, what if all those you have mentioning, they are companies, isn't it? So now what if you don't have money to buy the food from there?
From there?
Yes.
Okay.
What can you do? Can you feed cabbage, maize? What can you do?
So for that, you can actually make your own feed from maize, also sunflower cake, processed soya meal. Those are some of the things that I know that you could use to actually mix up and have your pigs take those. That's in the event that you can't afford to get feed from those guys.
Okay, so just like the male, even the female one, when getting it, you need to have the one which is for 3 to 4 months, isn't it?
You can start from there. Yeah, something that is 3 to 4 months old, so that you'll get the most out of it.
No. The female one, at what age does it get matured for reproduction?
You're looking from 5 months.
Okay.
Yeah, at that time, then it should be ready for.
Then it can be taken to the master bedroom.
Yeah, you take it to the master bedroom.
All right. So when you get pregnant, how can one keep a pregnant pig?
Okay, so you have to be very delicate with that one, because you're just not keeping one pig, you're keeping the unborn piglets as well. So you have to make sure that you have food readily available for it, and then also make sure water is readily available for it. So, and also depending on the time of the year, if it's winter, you have to make sure that the pig is warm enough, because pigs don't regulate their heat. They depend on the outside to regulate their heat. So you have to make sure that it's warm enough during winter, and also like we're in summer right now, so you have to make sure that it's cool enough for it so that it doesn't get stressed, because those are some of the things that can lead to the loss of the pregnancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we'll go on a short break. We'll be back.
All right.
Okay. For now, we'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are still here talking about the pigs with Mr. Zya. So before we went on a break, sir, you were talking about how to keep the female pig which is pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes, please, let's continue on where we ended.
Okay, yeah, so the last point that I made was that you have to make sure that it has the right environment to ensure that it doesn't go into stress and end up losing the pregnancy.
Yeah, and the temperature should be cool.
Yeah, it should be cool. Water should be available in case it's hot like this, so you need water there so that it doesn't have the heat stress. And then also just its surrounding, it has to be well set up. Yeah, and then I think.
And the feeding, should it be eating maybe every after one hour or what? Seeing that it's eating for not for 2 but for a lot.
For a lot. Yeah, so that will depend on your feeding schedule that you have for it. So if you're feeding it, some will feed them twice in a day and some will feed them once in a day. But there's the amount of feed probably I'm looking at in a day. It's likely to consume maybe 4 kgs of feed. Okay. Yeah, that's on a daily basis. So it just depends on how you space it out, or you can give it at once and then it'll eat throughout the day.
Okay, so
Yeah.
away from the feeding, is there any specific injection that you give to them for them to have a good pregnancy? Or it's okay, you can just feed and give water?
Yeah, you have to just feed. Mostly it's the feeding and the water, and then also an injection. You have to be really careful because you might end up losing the pregnancy. So in that case, if there's any injection that will be needed or any medication that will be needed, you might need a vet or to consult from your vet office. Yeah, and then they would advise you. If probably you might need to give it some vitamins to help it with coping with stress and the like. But the best thing to do is to get consultation from your vet officers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then one pregnant pig, how many piglets can one give birth to?
That would depend on the size of the pig and also the breed that you have. So ideally, a good one would give you at least 10. Yeah,
okay.
at least 10, going upwards, maybe 16, something like that. Yeah.
One pig.
Yeah. It'll get pregnant probably 3 times in 1 year, and it'll give birth 2 times in a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Get
you
Get
Gets
pregnant
pregnant
3
3
times
times
and give birth 2 times.
2 times, yeah.
How is that?
Okay, so because the gestation period is like 3 months, 3 weeks. So if you look at 3 months, 3 weeks, from the time it will give birth, then the time you win off the piglets, and then a few weeks time it gets pregnant again. That 3 months, 3 weeks will pass, and then you're still in the same 1 year, and then probably it'll breastfeed the young ones, the piglets, for about 6 weeks to 8 weeks, and then you give it maybe 3 weeks or a month to recover or to, after weaning off, and then it'll go again in the same year. You can have it
Back to the bull.
Yeah, back to the bull. So that's in a year. It'll be pregnant 3 times. Though the third pregnancy, it'll deliver the following year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So when it gives birth, what kind of food now do you give? Do you change the food, or you continue with the same food that you're giving when it was pregnant?
Yeah, so you can give it the soya concentrate. So mostly these, like I said earlier, you find them with the feed outlet guys, the Tiger feed guys and the Novatec guys. So they'll have something like that. So that will help them to enhance in terms of milk production for the young ones.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we come to the end of the female session, any ways you have to the viewers there on how to keep the female pigs, especially the one which is pregnant?
You just have to make sure that it's not under stress. Yeah, because once it's under stress, you're very much likely to lose the piglets, and also make sure that you've got a vet on call, so that in case of anything, they're really available to assist you to make sure that you don't lose the pig or the piglets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, thank you so much. Now we're going to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the piglets.
All right, cool.
Okay, all right. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the piglets. Welcome back. We're still here talking about pigs with Mr. Zya. So before we went on a break, we were looking at how to take care of the female all the way to the pregnancy and giving birth. Now let's zero into the piglets. What happens? How can one take care of the piglets, which is just from being born?
Okay, so the piglets are the most delicate to handle because you could easily lose them.
Okay.
Yeah, from the time they're just born. So you have to make sure that when they're born, first of all, your area is well mulched, meaning you've probably got some grass in there, just to make sure that it's warm enough for them. Within 3 days, you need to give them iron, because we know that pigs, they're not born with iron. They're naturally not born with iron, so you have to give them iron. That will help them have more blood in their system as well. Yeah, and then from there, you just have to make sure that the mom has got enough milk for them, yeah, and to give them a strong start. And the piglets are about somewhere to, let me just say 3 weeks old. You can begin giving them solid food, and you can start with a crib feed. Yeah, so that way they'll begin to be introduced to something solid, more solid. So that's from 3 weeks. So it will go from 3 weeks to somewhere probably 7 weeks or 8 weeks. So at that particular point, well, let me say from 3 weeks to 6, 7 or 8 weeks, depending on the time they're being weaned off. Because you can wean them off anytime from 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Yeah, so once they're weaned off from their mother and on that crib feed, you now move on to the next feed, which is weaner. Yeah, so you give them weaner from week 8 to somewhere week 12. Yeah, so when you reach week 12, you switch your feed to a grower feed. Yeah, so you go from grower feed, that's from week 12 to somewhere week 20 or 22, just depending on your feeding program. And then from there, you finish them off with the finisher.
Okay.
Number one major disease, I think as most of people would know, is the African swine fever. Yeah, that's quite a deadly disease. And for that one, you just have to make sure that you avoid it coming into your piggery, because once it's in your piggery, then you'll have a massive loss. In most cases, they'll just kill the entire pigs in the piggery. So that's quite a huge loss. So you don't want that disease in your piggery. So the best thing to do is to prevent. Yeah, and you prevent that by having restrictions as into the people who come to your piggery, because mostly it's transmitted from one end to another through human beings in terms of their footwear or probably their clothes and the like. Yeah, so you just have to make sure that there's restrictions, and there's also biosecurity right at the entrance of your piggery, and the piggery has to be excluded, like from most people. Yeah, so prevention in that case is better actually.
How do you treat it? I can see you have got medicine there.
Oh, okay, yeah, so yeah, I've got some medication. So this is penicillin. You definitely need penicillin on your farm, because this goes a long way with a number of diseases that you're likely to have with your pigs. Okay,
maybe you can show us on how you treat them, or you prevent them using this kind of medication.
All right, sure. So this is a multivit. This helps in supplementing its vitamins and also helping with the immune system and stress. Yeah, so we'll give them a multivit. Okay, so we'll just give it a dosage of about each. We'll have a dosage of 2 meals. Okay, so we'll just hold one.
How long can one vaccinate after today?
Okay, so it will depend on the purpose of the medication. So like this is just a multivit, so we're just giving it because of the stress, because it's too hot, so we're helping it out. So we can do this every 3 weeks or a month, as the need may be.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. No, thank you so much, Mr. Zya, for having us at your farm. But before we go, any words of encouragement you can tell someone out there, especially the young people, on the importance of becoming a farmer and also maybe going into pig farming? What should they do?
Yeah, farming is an important profession, I believe, and everyone knows, because without the farmer, probably you're not going to eat, won't have the energy to do anything as a society. So the people should be courageous enough to go in and do it, because particularly pig farming is very lucrative as well in terms of money. So it's something that everyone should have a passion. If you have a passion for it and you want to do it, just go in and do it. Be bold enough to do it. Okay. Yeah, because despite the challenges that you might inquire, your passion and your determination will see you through. Okay. So yeah.
Okay. No, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, viewers, for watching, and also thank you to the camera person Eric Madoda and Edgar Mainza. My name is Mutin Tanyanga. Until next time, bye bye.